introduce the main character of the stream, which is the owner of Crap Academy, where you can go from a normie to a dumb assery PhD. So if you are interested in anything that we're talking about, none of that is being talked about in there. So you're just going to have to click the link below to figure out what you can get in there. And maybe there might be some Easter eggs on the screen right now. Pay attention. Click the link below. And with that being said, you see, Sam, on this side, I have all the sponsors right here. So it's very easy for me to just be like, oh, do you want the other sponsor of this channel? Same person. Get your start today. Start Chasing Academy. And there's a little snippet. Look, I got my start in 8 days. So now that she learned all these lessons, just in 8 days, it took her to learn the lesson of how to be on the top page. I'm still working my way there through the lessons that she's teaching me. So if you want to learn any of those lessons, click the link below. All right, now back to being a little serious. What is your favorite color?
Mostly purple, sometimes blue. I guess, yeah, probably.
Mixed here about that. You know, I thought you were on my team, but I understand why you're on team blue. Purple.
Yeah, that's what I said. Mostly purple.
See, she knows that black and blue means purple, so that's why she just chose purple.
I don't think that's how favorites work. Kai?
Sorry, I stopped. I'm done. I just prepared the spot. It's done. It's prepared.
So my question to you is as well. So since you're a purple lover, that means that you must be a big fan of this purple book.
Yeah, I stayed on a stream for 8 hours yesterday just to hear the second page. I never heard the second page.
Yeah, it was an amazing book club. I'm sure that you're a part of if they're reading this kind of book. Like that's an amazing book. That one page must have changed your whole life in that one instance, I'm sure.
Yeah, a lot has happened since yesterday. Yeah.
It had to be a super golden nugget if it took 8 hours for just one page to be read. That's powerful.
Yeah, it was.
So going back to it, you have two different ones. I know the star that you got was for Crap Academy. What questions do you ask your members before they join?
I have been through a few different questions. Right now, my questions are: how did you find the group, and why would you like to join? And are you serious about being unserious?
Those...
I need to find better questions.
Gotcha. Why you feel like that you need to find better questions?
Because I'm still questioning whether people are bots or people. And I think I could probably change my questions to make it easier to spot them.
True. Do you have any questions in mind like that you would be able to spot just how, depending on how they answer it?
I've been considering just putting a code word on the about page, because I think if bots are joining groups, they're probably not reading the about page. They're just joining, like, automatically joining a bunch of groups.
Right. For sure. It's definitely something to test. So for those of you who don't know that Crap Academy is a free community, and when it comes to any paid community, you don't really have to deal with bots because it's paid. So bots don't really join paid communities. But so when it comes to free communities, you have to really figure out who's real, who's fake. I actually would be able to show you a bot, but I just got rid of them too. So you gotta be careful because places that you join that have bots, those bots will come and talk to you. And some places that like Sam over here has Crap Academy, you still, if you're an owner, you have to be wary about bots. Yeah, but there's that. That's a problem for sure. How have the the current questions you have shape your environment, like your culture and your community?
I don't know. I think, I mean, when I have new people joining, I usually write them before I let them in. So it's more depending on the question, more depending on the conversations than the questions, because the questions don't tell me much compared to conversations.
Right. Yeah, for sure. I think getting to know the person through the conversation makes it so much more easier than trying to figure them out through like a few pieces of information. Right here in the chat, Chan says, also the answer says a lot about the levels of seriousness they want to bring to the table, for sure. So depending on the type of vibe that you want people to have in the community, you could gauge them from that as well.
Yeah, I once had a multiple choice question asking which course people would want to start with, and I made one of the options the money wasting masterclass, and almost everyone picked that course, but almost no one took it immediately. And I was like, that's disappointing, because I thought I could kind of trick people into buying the first course.
Right. Well, that's good to know, because it's like playing around with these different features just to see like people's reactions and what they do is very valuable. It's always a testing game, because right now my questions, I don't necessarily ask for people's contact information. I have other ways that I could do that with. So I choose those, like talking to the people, and then finding out if they're a person that I even want them to give me their email, give them more value or not.
Yeah.
So the biggest question I'm sure people are wondering is, what is your rank in school?
So you said it again?
People are probably wondering what your rank is on the leaderboards of school. Just over, I guess, what category are you in, and what rank do you have?
Well, right now I'm in the relationships category for Crab Academy, and there I'm number 4. And the star chasing group is ranked 150, I think.
Awesome. Well, what do you think that were some of the things that help you break into the top?
Yeah, I was number 2 for probably 2 or 3 weeks.
What helped you break into the top 30? Because I know most people's objective is to get on the first page of their category. What do you think helped you get to that first page?
Well, and most of the people I have in my group are pretty active. 110% of them are active, which is brilliant. And the kind of group I have also allows a lot of activity. So it would be very different if I had a coaching group or, a group about a serious topic. We had pretty much above 300 activities a day from the start, even with 10 people.
Oh, that's amazing. So the people you give people the freedom to like really enjoy themselves in a crappy way.
Well, I hope so. And if they don't, I just force them to.
That's always good. I agree.
Yeah.
So you told us how your rank shifted over time from going to like 2 to 4. I guess people will be curious about how it went from wherever you started from to where it is now.
Yeah, I mean, when I first started, I was ranked 1100 or 900 in tech, and then I asked to be moved to the hobbies category, because I was like, Crab Academy is not a hobby, but it's definitely not tech.
Right.
So I figured hobbies was the most fitting one, and then I was in that category probably for 6 days. And then I realized that Goosify and Humans, which are two other fun groups, were in relationships, and I figured I would move to that category because that made the most sense. And then I got the star. I mean, the relationship category is also the least competitive one. So in hobbies, I was around 130 or 120, I think. And then when I moved, I probably was immediately around 35,
Nice.
and then got the star the day after.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I guess that's a little trick for you guys out there. Build a relationship community and maybe get the start faster. Yeah, so it's actually was it easy to switch categories or was it like kind of complicated to switch categories?
It was very easy. On the discovery page, in your settings, there's it literally has a link to contact support if you want to change categories. So I just wrote them, I would like this to be moved to another category. And they did it both times within a couple of hours.
Nice, that's amazing. So you say you have active people in there. What are some things that you're doing to like boost the engagement inside?
Most of the time what boosts engagement is games. They help a lot. Like gift challenges. And scavenger hunts, they are also really good. And then I just have awesome people who keep posting a bunch of crap. That also works.
So it's a mixture of the people and just bringing games from other places and bringing them into the online world, like the scavenger, hunt.
Yeah, or well, not even real games. Like one of the best games we've had is probably the Find the Similar GIF game, which really escalated when I found the trick to finding GIFs, because I could then keep it going for multiple days because I could find all of the GIFs.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a bit cheating, but it was a lot of fun.
And if you want to learn exactly how to get that trick to happen and learn that trick, all you gotta do is, because it's recording my screen, hopefully, click up here. Join the Crap Academy now. So what inspired you to start the school community itself?
So when I met Kai, I went to Portugal with him for a month. And when I was there, I was looking for courses to do online to figure out kind of what I wanted to do with my life, because I knew I wasn't going back to Denmark. And I didn't finish school. And I also wasn't able to study immediately when I moved to Germany. So I took a bunch of courses and I was looking all of the time to start something online. I actually also started another teaching thing for people who have ADHD and autism. And most of the courses I took were really, really bad. And
Yeah, I didn't finish school, but I did finish school. That's exactly right.
A lot of the courses were super crappy, and I was frustrated all of the time that I would pay for them. And then I was like, I could have created this course myself. I didn't need to buy this. And then one day it just hit me that instead of doing all of the crap courses, I could just create my own crap academy and then teach a bunch of crap courses, but on purpose, so people would get exactly what they hope to get. And that was almost 3 years ago. Yeah, so I made like a list of 50 courses that first night, and then I've been working on the idea for 2 years. And then when the Homosi tsunami came with the 90-day free trial, I thought, this is so good, I can't let this opportunity fall away. And now we're here.
That's awesome. I also had no choice but to not, finish school and then finish school all at the same time. That was my same entry point as the Alex Ramosi thing. And it's like you're right. There's so many crappy courses out there, and it's like it's purposely crappy, but purposely good enough to get you in the front door. And then you realize how crappy it is. So yours is crappy in the front and the back. So you got crappiness all the way around. No, that's amazing. And so that inspired you to create all these different courses and get this idea. And I love your courses too, because it's like it makes no sense, but it makes sense. And so, but all the other ones, like all the purpose, the money buying crappy courses, it's like they make sense, but then they don't make sense. So it's like hilarious that it's crappy, but it makes sense all at the same time.
Yeah, it's been really funny to see what people are willing to spend money on, because one of my best selling things is actually the entitlement course, and that is $25. And I don't do anything for it. People are like, here's a title I want. And I'm like, okay, here is your title. You know? And then they get a certificate from a course that is then taught by them, which is pretty cool. And
It's
then
amazing.
the investment course, that was also really good. And that is still going.
It's amazing that you like created a way for not only them to create their own product, but for them to re-engage everything that's going on. It's just like a super loop of just exactly what you would expect. Basically, it's very direct. You get exactly what you pay for.
Yeah.
Awesome. And like Chan said, he said it was terribly good. I agree with that for sure. What transformations do your members expect as soon as they join in?
Well, I think a lot of them expect to get really crappy really fast. And they get surprisingly happy instead, which is really cool. I've had a lot of really great feedback from people who are benefiting from Crab Academy, not only because it's a fun place to be, but also because it's actually helping them, which is super cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like, there's so many takeaways for me, especially because like some of the things you do, I'm like, oh, I could throw that into my community and play around with that as well. So it's like you're inspiring others to engage and others to basically copy, you know, from
Yeah,
such a
I joined a community from one of my members, and when I joined there, I immediately got a participation certificate, and I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. Because I usually don't get the certificates, I make them. And I realized that they loved it so much, they decided to do it for their community too. So that's super nice to see.
I love that you take it as flattery. You know, most people get angry instead. They're like, oh, how they're taking all my information and using it for themselves. How dare they? And you're just like, wow, it's so amazing. I'm so happy that I'm providing such value in my crappiest way that everybody's like enjoying it.
Yeah, I was too busy being excited about the certificate.
Yeah, that's what you give us. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery. Exactly how Chan said. Exactly. And just like Zach said as well, she's creating she created a movement. And all in just a few days.
Yeah, it went really fast. And I think part of the reason I could do it so fast is also because I have been working on the idea for 2 years. And I mean, the last 6 months I've spent just brainstorming and organizing all of my thoughts about it. So I had everything ready. I just didn't know how to put it into something yet. But I also have been looking at school, and I've been listening to Homosi for every day for a year or two almost. So I knew it was going to be school, and I also knew kind of how it would look. And I had the pictures for 6 courses ready. Those were the first 6 courses I have. And all of the stuff was already intuitively there. I just needed to start producing it in school.
Right. No, that's awesome because a lot of people probably think it's like an overnight success. You just threw yourself on there and then it's like everything was magic. But it's like there's 2 years of work of you putting all this stuff together before everybody saw it.
Yeah. And I mean, that's like when I got the start, people were like asking me to tell them my secret, and I kept telling them that even if I could tell you what I did, you probably wouldn't want to do it, because one of the things I did was to have 160 hours of screen time, and I put a lot of effort into where I am today, and I don't think that's obvious to everyone.
For sure.
It also doesn't have to be. It's just I find it so funny when people ask me what my secret is, and I'm like, well, I'm online 24/7, and I respond to people immediately. I create all of the stuff myself, and I talk to everyone myself. Yeah, it's
The truth.
it's simpler than people think.
All right. The true secret, guys. Spend 2 years putting your courses together and getting your ideas right, and then after that, execute. But don't execute in a way of like, oh, well, I'll talk to 10 people. No, you gotta like talk to a lot of people, and just to back her claims of doing all this work, you could just tell what I love about school is you could tell just by somebody's activity how much activity they did. And so this right here is 16, 16. It's cute. It's cute, but then it gets scary very fast. And so, in order to do all these activities, and what's crazy about Sam is everything is like customized to the person. It's not just a generic comment that she's sending or a generic gift. It's like purposely done for that person. And so, I'm active. I get my darkness, but I don't get deep into darkness like 2,444. That's crazy. And so that's the level of commitment that you also have to have in order to get the same results. You can't just like, you know, be half-ass about it. You actually gotta go all in order to create that same result. So it's 2 years of back data. 100 activities an hour is well, yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
that was a long day. That was a very long day. I woke up probably at 7, and I went to bed around 2 o'clock, and I was typing the whole day. My arms were so sore the day after because I've been typing so fast the night before. And I also, at this point, I probably have 600 certificates saved in a very foolproof system in my downloads folder. So I'm starting to get to a point where every time I send a certificate, I'm like, I really hope this person doesn't already have it. Because I don't remember anymore.
Oh, it's okay. You're double certified, so that means you do twice. You're able to do twice the work. So that means instead of being just regular certified, you're double, triple, quadruple certified. So
Yeah,
that means
now
you're a real professional.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I agree. Very well organized into one specific folder with a great naming system. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my naming system too.
My
It's
naming
it's
system is the participation certification 1, and then 1 through probably 100, and then I have certificate 1 through 100 probably, and then I think I have a row of numbers that is just participation from 1 to 100. So yeah, sometimes I rename them so the numbers don't get too high.
so I see. Organization is very key to the crappy success.
Yep, it is the most important thing, and that's very obvious when you take a look at my classroom. It's highly organized.
And we're not going to show you. So go ahead and click the link below because that's the only way you'll find out the information about Crap Academy. What's your bigger mission beyond the platform?
That is a big question.
It's a big platform.
Yeah.
Oh, and we always get deep.
Devil and deep, yeah. I don't know. I mean, when I was deciding what I should do. I was choosing between either Crab Academy or coaching for parents with kids that have ADHD and autism. And I think at some point I would probably like to do something more meaningful than Crab. So that might be something I move into next year, probably.
Is it something more so that you just want to put smiles on people's faces? Is that like the overall objective?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think probably for 10 years now, I've had a goal of making 5 people smile every day, just because I think sometimes a smile can be life-changing for some people. And that's just been a thing that's also kept me smiling, because I feel happy when I make someone else happy. So, and now I can make a lot more than 5 people smile every day, and that's super cool.